Alright, so I didn't get finished, so part two. The whole thing about the Superman story, okay? He was born Superman. You know, I'm nothing special. I'm not Superman. Well, I am, but I'm not. I'm the guy. I think I'm the guy making the cellular energy machine in the N+2 reality. I'm somehow an incarnation of the consciousness of Austin Lee Meredith. My wife is somehow a reincarnation of the consciousness of Shelane Amber Graves. Shelane Amber Meredith. She is Sam. Sam I am. She can say that. No one else can really say that and speak in truth. But everybody else here is equally as important, because your soul, okay, in the N+2 reality, made a V once that machine was turned on. Do you hear me here, okay? Imagine this. You're living in the N+2 reality. My name's Austin. I'm in my basement doing crazy shit, making this all work and happen. Like that just all happened. Finally, I built this machine, okay? And I gotta put a hole in it to let the light come in. So like there's a hole in it, and then I fill it up with water and I start turning the wheels. And it starts to spin, and the light, maybe I put a plug on top of the hole so the water stays in and it becomes like a pressurized system so a vacuum can happen. Okay, whatever. But let's say it's like made of glass, or maybe it's a silicon plug, like a jelly little plug, and I stick it in there. And light can still go into the dark hole. That's the tilt of the Earth. My horizon, compared to the angle of the hole in the XY plane, XYZ plane, whatever, would be the tilt of the Earth. Okay? For the conscious beings that live inside. And as soon as I turn that on, the light from our reality, from our singularity, which makes up everything that we can see and touch and interact with, and every one of us, and everything is God, because man and God are reversed from you, the observer. Man! So, at the moment that the machine started turning, you are no longer a 5-to-1. What does that mean? 5-to-1, baby, 1 in 5. No one here gets out alive? No. You have 5 received senses and 1 transmit sense. It transmits to the singularity of our cell. The absolute center. Remember, we live on the inside walls of the bubble in the battery, where the crud is up against the walls of a swirling air pocket vacuum with a black hole in the middle underneath water. We live on the dirt in that bubble. That's reality. Okay? Now, as soon as that starts to turn and the solids are forming in the bubble, and the evolution of the Earth is happening, maybe the Earth has so many goddamn layers of history because it's been turned off and turned on so many times. And every time you do that, you create a civilization, guy. But you might need to turn the battery off and move it somewhere and turn it back on. So, when that battery in Austin Lee Meredith's reality started to turn on, all the light from our reality that makes up the battery, and the light that shines in through that hole into the center of the icosahedron, in the center of the rings of heaven, in the center, there is an octahedron of 42. A black hole was created and encased in 14 axles worth of rotating magnetism with a wobble. Like light is bending in air, light is bending in water, light is bending in air again. For another reality of consciousness. But where do those consciousnesses come from? They come from the waters? No, they come from the waters because the light has to travel through the waters before it enters the air again. We are surrounded by water, guy. That's why you can't go to space. That's just water. You can dig as far as you want, but you're going to hit water. You're in a bubble, guy. Okay? Now, everything's bubbles. Steroid heaven's bubbles. Now, get this, okay? You stopped transmitting just to our singularity at that moment. When a second black hole was created, you made a V. You became literally an alien. And now you're transmitting to. And your consciousness, and as a God, as an observer in your reality, everything you see, do, experience, taste, feels, touch, smell, whatever, is stored in the Akashic Records, which is just basically a numerical database of your creation throughout a lifetime, which is stored in the black hole as numbers, guy. Okay? But now it's also being sent into this galaxy. Does that make sense? I'm talking every living thing made a V instantaneously. Okay? I feel like Roy. You know, you can't, like, again, it's like Rick and Morty and having all of the different realities. Okay? It doesn't matter. Someone might not like me and want to murder me. And, like, they're very, very, very driven to do this. So let's say, out of 1,000 realities, there's only one reality where I don't get murdered. Which happens to be the reality I'm in right now. Because I'm not dead. Okay? You see what I'm going? And you leave certain souls behind at certain times because you are your own bubble. Okay? Not everyone is in your bubble, guy. Okay? So where I died in 999 realities, a lot of people who are the observer in their reality are not going to have a Kevin around anymore. And they're going to continue on with life. And we're all supposed to make this connection somehow. Literally, kind of the mad scientist to put this all together. Okay? I'm like a Rick. When Rick gets hurt, Rick gets angry. When Rick gets angry, Rick gets shit done. I think I understand the Freemasonic secret. Now, I think I understand that the Freemasons themselves, different hierarchies, levels, they think they know what's going on, but they don't have a clue. And some at the very top know exactly what's going on. And it's actually quite beautiful what's going on. Okay, like watching Kill Bill, I feel like it was like a black op. Okay, the Kill Bill movies to Kevin, as potentially the creator of a battery in an N+2 reality, for that reality, which is somehow transmuting in this reality, is, I took a look at, I can't stop staring at it. Okay, it looks like a Superman diamond, sorry. It just, 74 and 8 and stuff, Clark, Derry, anyways. I just can't, it just and look at his head, like his face and stuff, anyways. So, okay, back to like the whole Kill Bill thing. It's like the bride, come on, it's the bride. Who's the bride? Okay, is it him or her? Is it you're talking about the female flesh or the female soul? Which one are you talking about here? Okay, it's both stories simultaneously in both characters. It is like those guys, to me, all the actors in this are basically like CIA operatives, you know? Like, they are, like, trying their fucking best to put together a story to nefariously blast creation at you where you are oblivious to this, guy. These aren't movies. It's like watching surgery to Kevin now. It's like watching surgery. It is surgical how they do this. Okay? Don't tell me that this is a coincidence, okay? It is a surgical operation. Okay? Now, at the end, the fight between, like the exchange of words between Bill and the bride. Bill, Beatrix, a daughter, B. Man, that just hurt. That whole thing hurt, Kevin. I saw that with new eyes for the first time. Now, is my life being played with by a bunch of people who know the gematria breakdown? And maybe someone said, like, hey, look, there's a K here. And there's an E and a V. Kev. And an I and an N. Maybe somebody put that together and was like, okay, Kevin's an interesting name. And then maybe they like did the same thing and they were like, And then that guy exists. You know, like born in the middle of the Falkland conflict, which was like, near Antarctica. So like I don't understand, but I think the energy is getting stronger from above. Right? Now I don't know what's gonna happen to her bubble. I hope time like freezes, okay? So this is what I think, okay? Get this. When the battery is turned on, not only are all of our crown chakras going to make a V, and we're going to splice our consciousness to become part of the new reality, as well as maintaining our own, but I think something also gets created in the N+2 reality. I get the blue Kachina star, Nibiru, all that shit. Like, what if a new luminary comes into focus, which was never in focus before? Because that battery never existed, guy, in Austin Lee Meredith's reality. Okay? He created a battery. It's turning on. We're starting to see glimpses of it, but it hasn't powered up enough. It's not rotating fast enough. Not enough time has passed to actually turn it on. And remember, all the lights in the sky are just batteries. They're just different batteries in different realities that have been created over time. And we've been there since the beginning. Now we're here. Okay? So think of it that way. When Austin Lee Meredith made this battery, turns it on, he affected every living thing in his reality, as well as his skies, because he would be the N-2 of someone greater in the reality above, who is himself, who's turning on the battery again. You know what I'm saying? Time slows. Once you have energy, like, I'm assuming we're going to have like 1,000 years of awesome. At least, And now every time we make a battery, that means that somebody in the reality above us made a battery, and there'll be more lights in the sky. Now the blue star Kachina or whatever, I don't really know too much about all that stuff, but I heard about it. I know there's like another planet that might appear that was not there previously. What does that even mean? That means the frequency wasn't there. What is this going to do frequency-wise when it's rotating at like a couple thousand RPM on 14 axles, guy? What kind of frequency? It's going to create a giant heart field, and it's going to engulf the Earth, guy. Now, if that's not enough to make something that is not presently visible in our visual light spectrum change to a frequency that is visible in our visual light spectrum, I don't know what is, guy. So anyways, it was the 17th scene of Kill Bill, is the unfinished business scene. Scene 17, Q, okay, Quentin and Uma. The QU rule. Guy. So, it's all about cellular energy, period. You can go into everything else. I mean, it's all about know thyself, and that's fun. It's fun to convince yourself. It's fun to do all that. I mean, we're talking like every field ever needs to be revised. So there's going to be a lot of work for everyone. Trust me. But I mean, it's all about energy.